So if recently it hasn't been tough enough with, miners and really scarce availability of pretty much every single new product, all the way from CPUs to, of course, GPUs and even gaming consoles, now we're going to have to deal with much higher prices across the board. So just how high are these new MSRP prices going? Well, I took a look, and even from Asus's own website, some of these GPUs are definitely getting ridiculously expensive, and this is going to be on both the nvidia as well as the AMD side. If you guys remember when the AMD 6800 XT GPUs were announced in the third-party manner, of course not the reference GPUs, those were $649 and $578 for the 6800. The third-party AIB partner GPUs we all thought were really expensive. Like, for example, some of the higher end models were basically almost $900, like the Asus one with the included AIO. But now that's going to seem like a bargain price, because now they seem to be going for well over $1,000. And this isn't really even talking about scalper prices. We're talking about directly MSRP. So if you were looking at something like a high-end 3080 that used to be, I don't know, maybe $800 to $829, well, now you're definitely going to be in the 900 range and getting pretty close to the $1,000 limit. So the scalper prices that were being charged by sort of the general population, they don't seem so bad now in comparison, because the MSRP prices are starting to creep up almost up to a lot of these scalper prices. And of course, this is happening across the board with basically the NVIDIA GPUs as well as the AMD GPUs. So when we talk about price to performance, like a 6800 XT for $649, that seems like a pretty good deal, doesn't it? I mean, it's performing in a lot of cases almost like a 3080. Some cases it performs better. But now, if that same GPU is over $900, does it really make as much sense anymore? Now it's starting to skew all of the metrics, and then of course the 3080 is going to go right up along with it. Of course, it's not going to be just one side going up in price. This certainly is going to have a massive effect across the entire field, and this is even going to apply to things like the 3060 Ti, the 3070. If something like a 3060 Ti or a 3070 were $399 and $499 respectively in terms of their original MSRP, we're going to be seeing these GPUs in the $500 to the $600 plus range, pretty much getting very close to the price that the 3080 used to be. So as you guys can see, knowing the original MSRPs and seeing this really abrupt change in pricing that's going on, I think almost immediately now for the rest of the year, it's definitely going to be very jarring for the gamers that first couldn't even get their hands on these cards. The ones that did, I think, are very lucky now, because not only did they get a GPU when it was really scarcely available, if they were able to get them at MSRP, they pretty much got them as low as these GPUs are going to go. And you could say maybe even some people that paid scalpers to get these GPUs, maybe they're going to be closer to the actual MSRP going forward than they were before. So this is definitely throwing one of the biggest curveballs at an already suffering GPU market, because now when things do start to come in stock, they're going to be outrageously overpriced. Imagine if the MSRP of some of these GPUs like the 3080 are already near or over $1,000, and if the scarcity continues, imagine the scalper prices. They're going to be even more, 20 to 25% higher than they currently are, therefore making it that less and less people can get GPUs, not only because they're hard to find, but at this point, if they keep going up, a lot of people won't even be able to fit them in their PC building budget. So in conclusion, PC components and specifically the GPU are seeing very significant price hikes. It's going to price a lot of people out of the market, and I think the scarcity is going to continue because of not only gamers staying home and wanting to buy components, but as we mentioned, cryptocurrency is really currently at all-time highs. So a lot of people are mining. Miners are buying several units at once. So these factors are going to keep GPU prices higher and higher. And now, instead of seeing high GPU prices from retailers or from scalpers, we're seeing them directly from the manufacturers at increasingly higher MSRPs, when even the base MSRP of next generation GPUs will start off at a much higher price point. And just one quick note about the used market, the new stuff isn't the only thing going up outrageously expensive. Pretty much everything, all the way down to older like 970s and 980s, they're all pretty much getting a significant bump in price, older generation GPUs, simply because people either can't find or can't afford a lot of these newer GPUs that are being sold at scalper prices. So a lot of people are hanging on to their old stuff, and if they do decide to sell it like 2080s and 2080 Ti's, the price is certainly going up considerably higher. And it almost seems funny now. When the RTX 3080 was announced, I've said this a few times, we all laughed and made a joke that 2080 Ti's were being sold on eBay for $500. My, how in a very short time the world has changed, and now we're seeing used 2080 Ti's pretty much for the same price or even more than a brand new 3080 supposed to cost at MSRP. So we're definitely dealing with a lot of issues at hand. Alright guys, so I hope you enjoyed this video. So remember to subscribe, smash that like button, and I'll see you guys on the next video.